Happy Halloween, ladies.
You just listen to the old Pork Chop Express here now and take his advice on a dark and stormy night when the lightning's crashing and the thunder's rolling and the rain.
Morning, Valhalla! Gun Buddy! The Star Wars guys! Leia Rose! Machiny draws! It's time! The man, the myth, the legend, DJ Ronnie G! One half of Project Storytime! Chris Persia, the wrench of wrenches! Attack Max! Sit room! Da Balina! Mariella Newark! The Lady Arwen Avalon! Philip A. Devick! Punkwado! The legend Chris Fisk! The Mad Doctor Adega Outlaw! Psychodorf 9! The anti-Mexican Ironman Shum! Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Taco Tuesday. I'm your host, Stone Loki, and with me today, of course, is my co-host here on Taco Tuesday, the man, the myth, the legend, metrosexual Iron Man.
You want to do that again? No, don't you clap and encourage him. You stop that right now, coach. You stop encouraging. No, you stop clapping right now. You stop that. I see you. Metrosexual. You know what? Just because, look, we got to talking about my dating life the other night, and just because Mexican Iron Man embraces the concept of grooming, cleanliness, look, the women I date want a guy that looks good, dresses well, and smells good. I don't know how that defines me as metrosexual.
If you would like to know more, ladies and gentlemen, go to www.metsexironthong.fu.
That is not a real website.
That's metsexironthong.fu. Oh, yeah, it is.
You know what? I'm not talking. You know what? You white people are already loud in the morning, and now you're doing that. This is, you are not embracing the concept of Brown Lives Matter. Coach, tell him to stop doing it. What? I'm not dating Elf. What the fuck? Let's welcome Coach. We have a VIP guest. Ladies and gentlemen, a brother amongst brothers, an incredibly talented guy, a great man, a wonderful brother, a man whose content on YouTube is stellar and spectacular, and his content is surpassed only by the goodness of his soul. Our brother, Coach.
Yeah! Fuck them motherfuckers! Yeah!
Oh God, you white people are so
Let's
loud.
keep the energy going, man. That intro was fire, y'all. Woo!
Oh God, you white people are so loud this morning. Are you guys gonna do? Are you two gonna do the Wakanda challenge?
What's the Wakanda challenge?
The Wakanda Forever movie challenge. You haven't heard about it,
No.
Coach?
No clue.
What? Oh my God! Well, let me tell you. Here's the way it works. So there's some self-appointed community activists and supporters of Marvel. And what's supposed to, you know how Wakanda Forever is coming out in theaters the weekend after next, right? Okay. So here's what's been the Wakanda challenge is that the white people, okay, the white people, which include people like this guy and people like this guy. Yeah, the white people are supposed to buy tickets. If you want to show your support for the movie, you're not supposed to see it the first weekend. You're supposed to buy tickets, give those tickets to non-white people so they can see the movie. And then if you want to show that you're a true ally, then you're supposed to stay outside the movie theater to provide a safe space and a secure environment so that no one, so that the folks inside of diverse backgrounds feel like they're in a safe space. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I have a problem with this, and here's why. This all started like 70 years ago when the government started pandering to a certain group of minorities. They said, you know, all of this minority lives way out here on the West Coast. We got to get them better jobs. We're going to send them to the East Coast, all through Appalachia. They sent these motherfuckers all through Appalachia, and these people just showed up and took over. They called it the Bracero program. Those people took our jobs.
Wait a minute.
Mexicans were moving from California to
Hold
South Carolina.
No, wait, hold on, wait, what? Hold on, wait.
Wokeness has been around a long time. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, hold on. I just
Pander.
Wait, hold on. That's not the way the show's supposed to go. You stop that right now, Coach.
He just called you on your shit.
Shit.
Alp with a $2 super
that
chat.
Actually, it's true. The Bracero program is actually a true thing. That's actually a real deal.
Alp with a $2 super chat says, "Hi, Mikey. I have a confession. M. Lindsay."
No, you're not. You stop that right now. First of all, how do on the stream last night, did I say what her name was at the Hilton Arlington? Did I say her name on Friday night? I was drinking.
I guess you did. Magitech Mags with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Mags and Alp. Says, "Miss these mornings. Hail Valhalla. Hail to you, Magitech Mags."
How come Coach didn't get a no-no word song?
Because Coach is on Mornings of Mischief. He's not on Echo Base Network.
Coach is a morning person. That's my problem, is streaming late at night, you know, when I'm tired and sleepy.
And Psychodorf 9 with $5 super chat. White, black, green. I'm the guy with the trauma bandages.
I'm a morning person, Mike. Just ask your mom.
Wait, what? Whoa. You know, she listens to these shows and she knows who you are.
I'm kidding.
She's probably watching the show right this second.
I love you. I'm so sorry.
And she definitely knows who you are, Coach.
All right, back to normal.
And the funny part is, you're the one that she likes from the Saturday shows. You're the one she would always like. And how is Coach? She would never ask about Nick. She's like.
I take that back.
She'd always say like
coffee talking.
She'd always say like that Nick seems a bit wild. I'm like, yeah, Coach is a good one. He's the angel. No, she's not watching right now. She's actually asleep, but she does watch these shows. So I'll tell Mom, what's up? Mom's got a good mom. She's got a great sense of humor, though.
All right, good.
You know. Are you kidding? If she watches me on YouTube, trust me, she's got a great sense of humor.
True.
Alp Jeebus with a $2 super chat says, "Who is Lindsay?"
Wait, how the hell is this? Wait, is this Alf? How is Alf Jeebus the same as the Alf guy, or are they two different people?
No, they're two different people.
How the fuck do these guys fucking replicate?
Because they know where you're at, and they don't. None of them like you.
Good news is that me and Alf made significant progress towards establishing peaceful coexistence and peaceful relations and harmony. In fact, Alf, based upon our time together at the Hilton Arlington, he is currently considering a proposal to team up with Mexican Iron Man against the forces of evil, otherwise known as El Perro de Rivera from...
How much do you really know about Alf? Mike.
Fucking nothing because I hated that fucking show when it
All
came
right,
out.
so-
He's fibbing. He used
All
to
right.
watch it all the time. Then now
No,
got
that's
deported.
bullshit.
And
Stop.
he
Mike-
was like, my hero got deported back to Mexico.
No, I hated
Loki,
that fucking show.
Loki, how's my Alf? Here you go. You ready?
Oh shit.
It's been a long time since I've done this. Here
Oh
we go.
no. God no.
Hey Willie, where's Lucky?
Oh, shit.
That's
Is that pretty good?
That was
pretty good.
Good. Wow. Wow. Chris Fisk, you stop that. There are no Avengers. There's the Avengers. What the fuck? Everybody, no Mark, no Collie. There was no Mexican Iron Man on Alf Action. I was hitting on the front desk girls, and I was hitting on the waitresses in the bar at the Hilton.
I don't know. You two seem pretty comfortable in the back, all by yourselves during the Wrath of Khan watch party. It was just you and Alf in the back.
No, I was sitting next.
You were in the back of the room.
Bullshit. I was in the back with Psycho Dwarf 9, CCDV, and
Dwarf 9.
DJ Ronnie G was sitting to my immediate right.
They were sitting in front of you.
Ronnie.
Well, same thing.
See? And so it was just you and Alf in the back.
Oh my God, you people. All right, can we talk about something in the news? Coach, let's talk about Andor.
What about it?
Oh my God.
Trying to
Why
put
do you
me to
want to
sleep,
talk about
dog?
Andor?
You trying to put me to sleep, dog? I've told you I'm a morning person, dude.
I figured that would knock you both out. No, so sorry. So I'm sensing you guys are not going to participate in the Wakanda challenge here.
No, I don't care about no.
Wow. You are
No.
not being an ally.
I'm not gonna go see it. So it doesn't matter to me. I'm not gonna give Disney any money. Especially after Bob Chapek came out and said 100 more years of wokeness. So
That's not
gonna
what he
happen.
said.
Actually, he did say that Disney.
He did not say 100 more years of wokeness.
What he said was, I think Disney is a company that survived for 100 years by catering to its audience, and it's going to thrive the next 100 years by catering to its audience, and its audience is woke idiots.
Okay, the last part you added on, and second of all, first of all, the last part you added on. Second of all, what the hell do you and other people on YouTube expect him to say when he's the CEO of a Fortune 500 company or Fortune 100 company? You expect him to come out and say woke sucks, and then get in a
Ooh.
shootout with the media and
Ooh.
everybody else?
That's
I
fire.
think
I mean,
that
do you
they-
expect him to? I mean, seriously, let's have a debate, a friendly,
okay.
brotherly debate.
All
What
right.
do you expect him to say if you are the CEO and you're Bob Chapek? Not what do we want him to say? What do you expect him to say if he's a CEO and he's being broadcast and he's on the West Coast in Laguna Beach and he's being interviewed by the Wall Street Journal in front of all these tech people and all these media people? What
That's a
do you
fair
expect
point.
him to say?
If he doesn't say that, he gets fired. Period.
Doesn't say what?
Everything that he said, that's just political speech. That's
But they
Inclusion
backed
speech.
themselves. They backed themselves into that corner by
That's
doing the
right.
things that they've done.
And now they've got to shit in their bed and live with it, and we got to watch their stock price fall. So as far as I'm concerned, when he talks politics, I love it. You know why? Because I want this company to break. I love the fact that their stock price is down as far as it is. I love the fact that they try to increase rates on food, beverages. They tried this trick many times over the last four fiscal quarters where they raise rates right before an earnings call, and that's supposed to get people excited. And you know what? Their stock hasn't fucking moved. Their views are down. As far as I'm concerned, I actually don't want Bob Chapek to come out and take a side against woke. I want him to keep being a political pansy ass, beta ass bitch and keep sitting here and trying to fine tune the line between people that have money like you, Loki, like me, like Coach, the people in our age group that actually have money to spend on this fucking company. And I want him to be a woke ass little biatch beta bitch. And I want the stock to drop. I want this company to break, and I want it to hit their pocketbooks to the point to where they get their asses kicked by non-woke companies.
I agree with that.
We always agree in the end.
And Chris Persia with $5 Canadian Super Chat. I merely thought Alp was Mike's wingman in Dallas. Who knew it would be so much more? Skull.
I got to tell you, that was fucking hilarious when I put on Chris Persa's pajamas that he bought me with the Alf shirt, and I walked right up to the front desk, and I was trying to do my Mac Daddy, and I noticed I hit on her the night before, and she wasn't that friendly. The night before I was hitting on her, but the next morning when I was like throwing my Mac Daddy rap, and she says, I really like your shirt. And I looked down, I'm like, oh God, I'm wearing the fucking Alf shirt. So Alf helped make the.
Elijah Snow sends in a 3-month member chat who's a warrior of Midgard, and he says, "Hey Loki, I'm with Mike. It's called a short position. Too many people are reading way too much into it."
Well, I don't know if I'm not reading way too much into it. I see Chapek for what he is that he's being a political little beta ass bitch.
100 years of not moving your position and sticking with this ideology that has got you in trouble in the first place.
Can
I don't know.
Can I tell you a little Star Wars news
Yeah.
that's similar to this? That's a little bit. So I don't know if this means anything or not. Probably not. But you watch Tales of the Jedi, Loki.
Yeah, I did.
And so I liked the series.
Overall, I agree.
Yeah, I liked it. I gave it a 7 out of 10. I liked it just fine. I didn't really like the 6th and final episode, the end of the Ahsoka arc. And I noticed when the episode first started playing, I noticed that this story is very close to the Ahsoka novel that came out in 2016, written by E.K. Johnston. And E.K. Johnston was given an outline from Filoni. Here's what I want you to focus on. This is Ahsoka's story. This is what's going on, and you fill in the gaps. That's what Disney does. So E.K. Johnston writes the story, and he created and included in that story the first LGBTQ character. It was a young female that had a major crush on Ahsoka, and she was a major character in the book. Well, this episode 6 was so close to that story. He based it on the outline that he gave E.K. Johnston, but he broke that canon. He didn't use all the gap filling that E.K. Johnston did, and he could have. I'm not defending Disney. I'm not saying don't read too much into it. I'm just saying that in that moment, in that 6th episode of Tales of the Jedi, the animated show, they had an easy opportunity to go woke. Easy. He could have justified it. Well, it's the canon. Like, I'm just bringing it. E.K. John, we're honoring the book. He didn't do that. And people are pissed that he didn't do it. Like, the woke crowd are pissed that he broke canon. And people on our side of it are also pissed because he broke canon. They just don't know the canon. If they did know the canon, they wouldn't want that shit.
Yeah.
But anyways, I thought it was a interesting moment. Doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that Disney's is moving to the right or they're getting away from wokeness or anything. I'm just saying they had a great opportunity to do it very easily and do it in a children's animated form, and they didn't do it. And I'm a little surprised by it, to be honest.
Do you think they even knew? I don't think any of them know how to read.
It was big in the news when it first dropped. Like, we're talking about 6 years ago now. Yeah, Filoni knows. Filoni knows there's a gay character in that book, for sure.
Okay. 6 with a $6.69 super chat. Says, "Good morning, Loki, metrosexual Iron Man, and
Wait,
coach."
what? No.
Yeah, it says right there, Metro.
No,
Metrosexual Iron Man and
No.
coach. Hashtag Halloween hangover. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, 6. Thank you so much for that $6.69 super chat.
6 disappoints me if she's embracing this Metro thing. Unless it turns her on, in that case, it's okay.
Breaking canon is a staple. When you're at the point where breaking canon is a staple, where that's the way it is, and that's what your company does, and they don't care, and your writer's room doesn't care, and basically you get called, an Istanob and a Yahtzee anytime you try and defend what was written before that.
Oh, you've been racist for years now. I read about it on Twitter.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. And blame Mexican Iron Man and hashtag blame Loki. Today we can hashtag blame Coach.
No, fuck that.
Oh, all right. Never mind. Sorry. I'll go back to my Bracero program and pick some grapes and lettuce for you.
Do that.
For you people in Alabama, you people.
You can. Never mind.
What's in the news, Loki? Let's talk about something. What have you
Chris
seen?
Biss, do you remember when Star Wars Galaxy's MMO game caught heat for saying there are no LGBT in the Star Wars universe? Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Well, since we started out talking about Disney, let's talk about the other end of the spectrum here. Let's talk about what DC's done with Henry Cavill.
They put him at the end of Black Adam,
And he's coming back as Superman.
but is he going to come back as Superman, the Superman we want and need, or is he going to come back like Superman, like Snyder fucked up?
That's a really good question. We know as of right now, Snyder's not coming back.
Which is great, right?
James Gunn's in charge of the DC universe, DCEU, whatever you want to call it. DCU, DCEU, DCEAU. God, these people and their DCs and their EUs and their AUs and their alphabets. We do know that Snyder's not coming back as of right now. James Gunn's leading the way. James Gunn is in charge of the new department along with producer Peter Safran. They've been appointed heads of the DC studios, and it's really funny that Zaslav comes in, cleans house after we are told Henry Cavill will never be coming back as Superman, and suddenly Henry Cavill has come back as Superman.
It makes sense. They have an opportunity to really get the DC going, bringing him back, getting away from the Snyder stuff. Henry Cavill is obviously very excited about doing this because he would not have left The Witcher, an IP that he loves and knows through and through. He would not have left The Witcher if they didn't have big plans. I read yesterday that they have now that they're in the planning stage, that DC has reached out to several different writers and they're putting something together right now. But it's a competition. Like all the best writers for DC and in Hollywood, they're all competing for this story. And Cavill is very excited about it. And there's some things that he can't say. It was an interview that he did like over a week ago, but it dropped yesterday. But it was really, really good. And when I read it, I was hopeful for some good Superman. I really am.
Loki, you're a bit of a Superman expert. I mean, not a bit. You're a big time Superman expert. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
As an expert of Superman and seeing everything that we've seen and gotten, what is the Superman that you like? If you had the chance to go and talk to, like, let's just pretend for a second I was working inside DC and I'm like, look, I got this guy, he knows Superman like inside and out, and you got to sit down with Zaslav. What would you tell him as a Superman that we need like next? What needs to happen with this character? Because
they already screwed that up.
How? I mean,
because Zack Snyder, when they did Batman versus Superman, they tried incorporating 3 different ideas into one. And that was the problem with Batman versus Superman. One of those things they incorporated was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Doomsday. It wasn't Doomsday. It looked like one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles off of the Michael, whatever his name is, movies, the guy who did Transformers. Michael Bay. Yeah. He looked like a turtle off of the Michael Bay movies. No, you gotta bring Superman in, do like 2, maybe 3 movies with Superman and establish the rest of the universe while you're doing that. Bring in Green Lantern, bring in Wonder Woman, bring in Batman, bring in the Flash. And then once all of your core team is assembled, you do a Justice League movie. And you do more movies with each of these characters. And then once all of this is established, you end phase, what it'd be like phase 2 with the death of Superman. Doomsday is there. The rest of the team is somewhere else trying to save the world. Superman's fighting Doomsday on his own. Superman gets killed. Then you roll into this whole thing where they bring him back. But it's gotta have stakes, and you gotta feel it. This whole way that Snyder, they rushed everything. And I have always said they rushed it because they felt like they had to catch up to Marvel. And that was the wrong thing to do. You don't fight to catch up, you fight to beat them. to take them down. You don't fight to play catch up. You fight to win. And I don't think DC was trying to win. You can love Zack Snyder for what he did. You can be like, oh, he was the best at the DC movies, yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, DC was playing catch up. And you don't play catch up. You play to win. And DC didn't play to win.
Right. You're saying like, I think I agree. I totally agree with you. They were playing like not to lose kind of thing, right?
But that's me. There's Superman, people that love Superman that absolutely despise the death of Superman. Clobby hates that whole story arc. I love it because of how it made me feel about Superman.
Oh my God, I was shattered.
The kid that's in that's like, he's just an overgrown Boy Scout, blah, 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 blah. I felt the same way. I was like, oh, what's going to happen to Superman? Superman's going to be around forever. Nothing's ever going to happen to Superman. What is he going to do? Save a cat from a tree? And then he died. And I really thought they killed him off. I mean, it was beautiful. The way he went down defending his city. He went down defending the woman he loved. He fought Doomsday to the death. And if they would have left it at that, I would still love Superman as much as I do today. So Elijah Snow with $1.99 super chat says, remember they used the 70s Superman theme, not Man of Steel. It's true.
Did you see Black Adam?
Yes.
At the end, what did you think of them using that theme instead? And what did you think of the suit?
I had heard that it was that it was a clip from what's his name's music, the guy who did the music in Man of Steel, not the original. It was really quick. It was a really quick na 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 na.
Yep.
And I mean, yeah, you gotta love that. But are they just tugging on your heartstrings? I want to see DC kick ass. And I'm not gonna let them have a pass until I see them kick ass. It's almost like, I want to see Star Wars kick ass. Coach can agree with that. I want to see Star Wars kick ass and take names. But they got to show me they're going to do that. They got to buck up and show me they can do that. I want to see a season of The Mandalorian with death, destruction, chaos. I want to see Mando troopers going in, taking out Imperial centers, and I want some badass shit.
And I want to see some red and green and purple and pink scooter bikes and zoom and zoomy zoom. And I want to see people spinning and shooting with a pew pew and spinning on one leg in the sand like the Matrix.
If Disney was smart, they would start off season 3 of Mando with a team of Mandalorians like infiltrating a Imperial center or a base or something. I mean, those have been some of the best parts. Season 1 of Mando, what was one of the best parts? When those Mandalorian commandos come flying out of the city, jetpacking everywhere, and just start laying waste to all the bounty hunters. That one with the chain gun that's like, wah, ba 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 ba. That what's his name played? Shit. Man, that's one of the best scenes in the whole season. Season 2, when they're on that ship and Bo-Katan's leading that group of Mandos, you're like, hell yes. Again, one of the best parts of the entire season. Start the show off with a bang, a whole group of Mandalorians just laying waste and kicking ass and taking people out. You want to impress people? Impress people. Stop being like, oh my God, you know what we could do? We could have dinosaurs.
I think
that's what Star Wars needs. It needs dinosaurs.
I think we need more back to tank.
More back to.
Yeah, we need more cowbell and more back to tank. Coach, what say you?
I don't know. This is pretty depressing.
Welcome to Loki. Hey, that's what we do at Mornings of Mischief. We burn it down, right, Loki?
So the thing is, like, they've not turned the corner until they have. The fandom is at the point where we're like, I don't really have a lot of hope that things are going to be fixed. At this point, we're just hoping that we get some good Star Wars occasionally. That's just the reality. We'll see. We'll see. We need Mando season 3. There's no doubt about that.
And it's got to be killer to make up for Boba Fett. It's got to be killer. It can't be like slow. And
so this is something that Nick and I are actually going to talk about today on our news update. You know, when you guys were talking about the stock market earlier, when the sequel trilogy got to the halfway point with The Rise of Skywalker, there was a steep decline, like drastic, like we're going straight down. Okay. Solo suffered. Solo wasn't very good, in my opinion. The Rise of Skywalker just continued it. It's just boom. And then Mando brought it back and gave it a little bit of life. And then season 2 of Mando happened. And the last half of season 2, it's surging back up. Well, since that moment with the Book of Boba Fett, with Obi-Wan Kenobi, we're back. Now we're on a slow declining. It's a drip. It's not a steep thing yet. And now Andor is like, just it's not giving us any type of momentum to me. And Tales of the Jedi was better, but it's not like bringing fans back. And the major problem with Star Wars is that there's more people hitting the exit than coming in. More people, kids don't watch it anymore. Teenagers don't watch it anymore. I teach, 300 14-year-olds. They never talk about Star Wars, ever. They know me. They know I have a Star Wars channel. They don't even have a conversation. They talk about YouTube with me, but they never walk up and be like, did you watch The Mandalorian? Did you watch Andor? None of them. That's where we are with Star Wars right now. I just feel like, I hate to say it because we got a Star Wars channel and everything. It's dying. And they have got to fix it. And the latest article where Kathy Kennedy was told to be quiet, I absolutely believe that that's true. Matthew Baloney, the guy that used to work for the
Hollywood Reporter.
Hollywood Reporter.
And
Thank
now
you.
has his own site called Puck.
Yeah, now he has his own site. He has been right about so many things. He knows people. He is right on this. And what's crazy is if you look at Michelle Rejwan steps down as SVP. She's over live action movie production. She's gone. Kathy Kennedy's told to shut up. There's breaking news, maybe by Kathy Kennedy herself, who knows, that Damon Lindelof is writing the next Star Wars movie. That is not good. That is not good. This is somebody that's in the JJ camp. Like, if she broke that, she is an idiot, which we already think that she's an idiot. And speaking of Kathy Kennedy, bless her heart, she was put in a horrible position by Bob Iger. Kathy, you got to release a Star Wars movie every year. George Lucas wasn't talented enough to do that. When you're putting your heart and soul into something, you can't do it every year. You do it every 3 years because it's your heart and your soul. It's your child. It takes it takes great care to be able to do that. I can't just shit out a great Star Wars movie every year. And that's what they thought that they could do. And that's because it's who they are. And nothing's more important than money. They'll just stamp Star Wars on a turd and say, there it is. Fans are going to go consume. And that's the problem with Star Wars. And Kathy's about to be 70. We need new leadership. We need people that are going to bring back the heart and soul. I really do think Favreau and Filoni are trying to do that. They have had some failures. It's all about, can they learn from their failures? Can they learn from their mistakes and move forward? We're going to see, because if they don't, it's going to die. It's going to die. If the next movie isn't great, it's going to die. Sermon over. Pass the plates.
Agreed. Here. Applause.
And Alp with $5 super chat. If DC will improve, what DC event would you like to see? Me personally, Dark Knight Metal. I don't know if they could do Dark Knight Metal. And thank you so much for the super chat. And thank you, Mexican Ironman, for the 5 Loki's Mornings of Mischief memberships. Keck44 got a membership. Mr. Buttcrack Media got a membership. JD636 got a membership.
Yeah.
Clark Parrish got a membership. And hi, I'm Chucky's ass wanna play was gifted a membership by Mexican Ironman.
Woohoo! Let
All
Valhalla grow in membership, and may the multitude of this army take over. Woohoo!
So to kind of add to what Coach was saying, you're right. They can't make a movie every year. And when Disney first got the Star Wars franchise, I was excited. I was excited because I felt like Lucas had sat on it too long. And they could actually do a few things with it. Maybe give us a good series, not 20 different series, not all the shit that we've got. I just figured it would be more active than when Lucas had it, because I felt like Lucas had sat on it. I wanted an EU storyline. I wanted the Thrawn, all of it. I would have loved that. The Yuzon Bong War, the Return of the Republic, the New Republic, Jason Skywalker. I wanted all that. We were never going to get that. And I think that's where a lot of people's heads were.
All right.
Where we're going to get the EU.
Can I read you something?
Yeah.
So this is going to be part of our video today. It's so funny that we're talking about this. So there was just the 10-year anniversary of the Lucasfilm purchase of Disney 2 days ago.
Oh.
So I went back and I looked at the original breaking news article from Entertainment Weekly. And here's what they say. And this is freaking heartbreaking, people, where we are now, 10 years later. 10 years and 2 days. So this is Lucas. For the past 35 years, one of my greatest pleasures has been to see Star Wars passed from one generation to the next. It's now time for me to pass Star Wars on to a new generation of filmmakers. I've always believed that Star Wars could live beyond me, and I thought it was important to set up the transition during my lifetime. Iger said Lucas began considering retirement 4 or 5 years ago, and the two began informally discussing Disney acquiring Lucasfilm a year and a half ago, although they only got serious more recently. All right, here we go. Veteran producer Kathleen Kennedy, who recently became co-chairman of Lucasfilm, will become the studio's president, reporting to Disney Studios chairman Alan Horn. She will executive produce the future Star Wars films, with Lucas serving as a creative consultant. In a video released by Disney, Lucas says he and Kennedy have already been working on future Star Wars films with unspecified writers. We have a large group of ideas and characters and books and all kinds of things, Lucas said. We could go on making Star Wars for the next 100 years.
Oh.
That was 10 years ago, folks. And they showed that man the door, and they did their own thing.
Loki, cheer me up. Loki, cheer me up right now. Play the Metro video. I do something. I'm gonna cry right now. Oh God!
Wanna banta, Mexican Ironman wants a banta, Mexican Ironman wants a banta. Mexican Ironman, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, that was not how to cheer me up.
But you wanted a Fanta.
Wrong skull. I don't even drink Fanta.
Sure you do. That was you on an island in the South Pacific drinking a Fanta.
Hey, speaking of that kind of thing, I'll cheer you up, Mike. Do you remember when you went to a gas station called Buc-ee's and you called me?
Oh my God, yes.
All right.
Holy crap.
There's a Buc-ee's opening up 15 miles down the interstate, right outside where I work. It's literally 7 minutes from my school. Mike calls me at the Buc-ee's. He goes, "Coach, you got to come to this gas station, man. The whole wall is full of Slurpees."
Oh, hey, Daddy, Papa Glenn's here.
Stephen Glenn, thank you so
what's
much.
Up, Dad?
Thank you so much for the Valhalla coin. Stephen Glenn, Nick got it to me. Nick got me the Valhalla coin. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, I need to call. Sorry. I will.
Stephen Glenn with the $10 super chat says, "Hail to the halls of Valhalla, Mexican Ironman, Master Loki, and my son who rarely calls, Coach. All the best to you, the channel, and the best wrenches on YouTube. Pray for this country. Darkness is coming."
Yeah.
Thank you so very much for that $10 super chat.
Love
Stephen
you, Dad.
Glenn. And Orville Nation sends a $3 super sticker with a piss
I
bump.
doubt that.
Thank you, PJ. Thank you so much, brother.
Well,
Sagadorf 9.
Go ahead.
Sagadorf 9 with $5 super chat says, "Mexican Ironman, you have that new pew."
Yeah, I got to hit him up. I'll hit you up later today after work because I got to figure out how to use this thing. I don't even know what kind of ammo it uses. I think it's a 45 or
It's a 44.
44. Jesus, it's like I'm like, oh my god, I gotta hit him up today. Oh, by the way, Psycho Dwarf 9, I found which 2 or 3 lightsabers you can pick from. I'll hit you up later today after work.
Decepticons Cave of Villains with a member chat. He's been a member for 6 months and is a member of Loki's army. He said the shortest 100 years we have ever seen.
Yeah, I remember being I wasn't depressed about it when I heard Disney bought it. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good. We're gonna get all kinds of Star Wars now. Well,
you got all kinds of Star Wars, all right, with their spinny.
I remember going to Star Wars Land, and then it turned into Galaxy's Edge, and then going and getting sent in there by Doomcock and seeing that no one was there. It was boring. There wasn't anything happening. I was like, where's the Star Wars? Star Wars. Hello. It's fucking nobody there.
I mean, George Lucas could have crapped out a Star Wars movie every year if he wanted to.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have, though.
It's a really bad decision.
He's a perfectionist. He would never be okay. He would never be allowed to do it. It has to be perfect.
He's a perfectionist, except when it comes to picking people to work with.
True. So
he picked Kathleen Kennedy.
You know, the problem is that they have shown, Disney leadership has shown, they had no understanding of what Star Wars really was and what it meant to the fans.
You know,
they just didn't get it.
I think a lot of it came down to that well-publicized meeting that had the articles where Kathleen Kennedy did 2 things in one meeting with Iger. One is she said we need to tailor our future away from people that are north of 50 and go after younger people. And in that same meeting, she's the one who shifted Star Wars Land from the beautiful layout that it had with all the awesome stuff that we were going to get and shifted it to Galaxy's Edge all in one shot when they scrapped everything that the Imagineers had come up with.
Did you guys see the interview with Lucas where he was talking about Jar Jar? And he was saying that people didn't like 3PO originally, that they hated him, that they talked a whole. I don't remember that. But then again, I don't remember seeing the first movie. That was before I
Lucas. So he says a lot of dumb things. People love C-3PO. He was just using that as justification for Jar Jar. He couldn't get past it. He's dead wrong about that. You know, that's just Lucas says a lot of dumb stuff. If you look at him over the years, and because of his willingness to say dumb things like that, it causes a lot of arguments within the fandom. Like Star Wars is made for kids, but you decapitating people. Right. That's not for kids. Like there's just so many things that he has done and said. And Lucas today, from a lot of fans, now don't get it twisted. I love him and he's my favorite, but he's not perfect. And when people do 2 things, people like to do 2 things today. One, they like to really get pissed when Disney breaks canon. George Lucas did it with the very first Star Wars book. He wrote it with Alan Dean Foster. And then when the movie came out in 1977, there are so many things that he broke from that original novel that are not in it and that are different. And then he built it in the air. When people get mad about Disney had no plan, they had no plan. J.J. Abrams had no plan. Lucas didn't either. He didn't know Vader was going to be the father. He didn't know Leia was going to be his sister. He built it in the air too. Lucas just made incredibly great decisions quickly in 3 years as he was making his films, and the other people haven't. Sermon over. Pass the plates again.
Well, while you guys pass the plate, I got a conference call in 10 minutes, so I got to pop out because I got a Zoom call in 10 minutes. I got to run. So love you both. Love everybody in chat. Stay tuned for the rest of the show. And Coach, I love you. Loki, I love you.
Love you, brother.
Love you,
Loki,
bro.
Loki, thank you again for last weekend, man.
Oh, dude, thank
Ooh.
you.
No, it was
What?
Coach. It was the meetup was fucking
Oh
amazing.
no, I hate
The
I
meetup
can't do
was
that stuff.
amazing. The people, God, I have not had.
I watched on video.
It was unbelievable. I'm still telling stories about it to people left and right, and it was great. I can't wait to do it again. I really can't wait. Are you doing an Echo Base one in March, April, or what's the deal with that?
Don't know.
Don't know. All right, you guys have a great rest of the show. Loki, thanks for having me. Coach,
Thank
always
you,
good
brother.
seeing you. Love you both.
See
Bye.
you. Bye.
McKinney Draws throws out a $10 super sticker, and it is a Shiba Inu squeezing a heart. Thank you so much, Makini, brother. That is absolutely awesome. Pops with a 6-month member chat says, until the creatives start reading, researching, and developing from the original source material, I can't have real hope. We're in the era of fan fiction, which has to stop first before we can move on.
I agree.
You know, a lot of people have a problem with Filoni. Since we are talking Star Wars this morning, a lot of people have a problem with Filoni. They blame Filoni for a lot of the canon breaking. He breaks his own canon. He doesn't care about previous canon.
No.
The big problem I had with Tales of the Jedi was how they treated Dooku. Dooku did not switch sides until after Qui-Gon's death. That was his big driving force in leaving the Jedi Order. That was his Padawan. That was his student. And he was more proud of Qui-Gon than he was any other Padawan he ever had. That was his almost like his son. And it was when Qui-Gon died that Dooku went to the council and said, enough of this. The Senate is corrupt. These people are corrupt. We have to change the way we do things. And they said no. And he said, see ya. You know, he left. And that is when he went in search of Sidious.
Yeah.
But now,
It's all
because
different.
of Tales of the Jedi, he is now complicit in the death of his son. That completely changes his character to me.
It does. I agree. So, that's, I think it's fair to say when we're talking about Filoni that the jury's still out on Dave, because one can make an argument that the only thing he really cares about is his own creations within Star Wars.
Ahsoka.
He cares about that now. But everything else, just make it entertaining for the fans. I think you could definitely make that case.
Pat S. with a member chat. He's been a member for 11 months in his Warrior of Asgard says, rest in peace, USMC David Smith. Went to purgatory 6 years ago today. See you not too soon. Done miss you. Thank you for the member chat, Pat S. And Skull.
What is up, Pat?
Arwen Avalon says, Dooku missed his quack.
What is up, Puddin'? I don't ever say Puddin' no more.
Or box wine. I don't think Coach got the reference.
I didn't. Oh, is that wine? Her wine boxes?
Yeah, boxed
Gotcha.
wine. Boxed wine with crazy straws.
I thought you said box one.
No, boxed
Yeah.
wine
Gotcha.
with crazy straws. Disney is about to get a major slam for their wokeness and cancel culture. Hail to Arwen Avalon. You are the best. From Stephen Glenn. All they'd have to do, all Disney would have to do is get their shit straight and hire people that that there are definitely missed opportunities. Having Robert Rodriguez on The Mandalorian, I don't know how you got Spinny Blaster Pew Pew Boy with Robert Rodriguez there overseeing things, unless pretty much he did as he was told.
No, the thing is about this whole thing about entertainment, pop culture. We're so lucky to be in the age that we are, where you could do this because you were very good at this. And when Hollywood sucks, people can come here and be entertained. And this is better than being in a YouTube community with friends like you is better than being in a Star Wars community back in the 80s and 90s. This is different. Like, this is special. So it's awesome. Like, even when Hollywood sucks, we come here and we can point at them and start laughing. It is what it is. You know, this is an awesome thing. Just want to throw that out there too. A little positivity for everybody.
Well, hell, just us being able to talk like this,
Mhm.
being able to discuss this, that is an absolutely awesome thing. The fact that anyone would try and prevent discussion, anyone would try and label people just having a discussion, these kinds of names, as Disney has done. Oh, well, you don't like our show, you must be a horrible person. Amazon is doing that. Disney has done that. It absolutely boggles my mind that.
And you know what? You know what's crazy though? Jon Favreau and Mark Hamill watched my video.
Yeah.
Like, that's just like, what? You can't tell me nothing no more. They watched my video. Like, that's freaking crazy.
Woggly-eyed Wendy. That coach fella is kind of cute.
How you doing, Wendy? How you doing? Nice to see you, Wendy.
Well, that's more about Coach than I ever wanted to know. Wendy says might have to make some room in trailer next to Zeropium's air mattress. You do realize that fat bearded bitch will come and kidnap you, and it's going to be like a misery moment for Coach.
Oh gosh,
you're not going anywhere.
I like my
sledgehammer. Coach must have parent-teacher conferences today because school would have started by now.
Nope. Coach took a sick day. Oh, not feeling good, y'all. Oh, because AT&T is coming over to fix my sickness by installing a new Ethernet cable into my other room that was going to plug directly into my gigabit switch, which will go directly into my new TV and NVIDIA Shield, where I will be able to watch the Disc Golf app, where I will be able to play any of my games, all of my Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega, Nintendo 64, PlayStation, everything, and have access to my video library. Yes, all of my movies. It's going to be great.
Coach has got it all wired up and worked out.
I'm excited. It was worth staying home for.
Leia Rose says, bitch better keep her place as a carpet on my floor. Well, the beard's big enough to be carpet. Shag carpet. Yeah. Tech Health Day. Yeah. Coach took a Tech Health Day. What are you most before we get out of here, what are you most looking forward to out of Disney? Can you look forward to things coming out of Disney? What would you be looking for?
You know, it's golly, dude. I mean, I guess the simplest answer is Mando season 3. I would like to see a culminating movie that brings Mando, Ahsoka, Boba Fett, all that together, like a Marvel's, like the Avengers. I Love You 3000. What was the name of that?
I Love You 3000.
The last Marvel's or Avengers movie. I want something like that. Infinity War? No, it's the one after that.
Endgame.
Endgame. Thank you. I want like an Endgame for that story. What I really want from Disney is going to maybe surprise you. I don't think so. It might surprise some of you guys out there. Here's
Take
what
it
I
easy,
want.
Dean.
Here's what I want from Disney. Once upon a time, after a couple of decades of being laid dormant, they pumped life into something and they did it right. And they brought this thing back, and it honored the original. It honored the book. The characters were great. The actors came back. It was absolutely fantastic and phenomenal. And then they got busy with Star Wars and they screwed the pooch on it. It's called Tron. That's what I want to see from Disney. I want a Tron 3 or a series. That's what I want because I love Tron Legacy. It is so great. We actually watched it. It was the first movie that I watched on my new TV, Loki. I watched Tron Legacy. And the girls have probably seen it 5 times each. And they sat there and watched it. And my oldest daughter, she's a 9th grader, she said, I forgot how good this movie is.
Yeah.
I took her to school today. She wanted to listen to the Daft Punk soundtrack.
Oh, hell yeah.
She's all about it. They've never been that way with Star Wars. Tron Legacy's better than anything Disney Star Wars has given us. Anything.
I agree with that. Flynn lives.
You have the freaking vinyl.
Oh yeah, I have two. I have one that has the it's got the blue and the red discs, and then I've got one that has like a wavy version of the blue and the red disc. So I've got 2 different versions of the Daft Punk soundtrack. Yes, on vinyl.
Yeah.
One of them from Target, the other one's from Mondo. The Mondo one is the superior vinyl. There's no 2 shits about it.
Yeah.
Mark, the Target one's not bad.
Mark says, I don't think Tron would fare well as an ongoing series, Coach. You talking about money? Is Andor faring well? Did Book of Boba Fett fare well? Is The Acolyte going to fare well? It would be better than anything Disney has done except Mando. So,
Darth Arlena with $5 super chat says, I just want good writing in any movie. Hi, spicy coach. Love y'all.
Hey, Arlena. That's my girl, y'all.
I agree. I want good content. And if they could do a follow-up to Tron, because Flynn lives. Flynn didn't die. Flynn lives. Flynn's still alive. He's there somewhere. Because all he is information right now. Everyone that's in the system in Tron, they're nothing but information. It's not till you get out into the real world that you're physical. So that means your data's got to be somewhere. Even if you buy it, your data's somewhere. Even when the MCP was gobbling up programs, all that data was in the MCP.
Well, the third story was already written and storyboarded. And then they bought Disney. And then Bob Iger said, we're putting all of our eggs. I'm sorry, they bought Disney. They bought Star Wars. We're putting all of our eggs in Star Wars and Marvel's basket. And they canceled Tron 3. So I'm just telling you what I'd like to see. If somebody out there doesn't agree, that's fine. I'm just telling you what I'd like to see.
But no, Legacy was badass and the soundtrack was badass. They couldn't have done a better soundtrack to it. If anything stands out in that movie that is better than the original, it is the soundtrack.
Did you watch Tron Uprising?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's so good, dude. It's one of the best animated cartoons I've ever seen. So
I'll watch
good.
it.
So it's the story that takes place between the movies. So it's all about Tron. He's damaged. He's hurt. He's not as powerful as he once was, but he's still a badass. Don't get it wrong. So he is training somebody to take his place. And it's before Clue corrupted him and turned him evil.
Yeah. Turn him into Rinsler.
Yeah, exactly.
Magic Max has agreed, Coach.
Hey, Max. That's my girl, y'all.
I want to thank you guys so very much for being here and hanging out with me and Coach and Mexican Iron Man this morning. We are at the end of the hour. Anything you want to throw out there before we get out of here, Coach?
I love you, man. It's awesome being here. I love this community. I was telling somebody in our show the other day was asking us questions about YouTube. What camera do you use? What do you do this? What do you do that? And we were in the middle of our live Star Wars show. Well, that's fine. If you got questions, shoot them. But I was sending them here. I was saying, go to Loki. He talks about YouTube every Wednesday. Ask him those questions. He will tell you. Like, it's great information. You do so much here. Thank you guys for showing up in this community every day, Monday through Friday. It's just awesome. You got it going on, bro.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. This community is so great, and it has been so great to me, and I try and do everything I can to get back to it 110%. We will be back tomorrow, guys, with YouTube Talk. But until then, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. I'll catch you guys on the next Mornings of Mischief. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Coach made that for me like 2.5 years ago, by the way. Bye.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.